Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
So the door to Bittles' office is open because there is something in the way of keeping it from closing.
Mm-hmm.
The body of a security guard.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
With a hole in his chest.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
Ooh, that's grisly.
Mm-hmm.
How big is this hole?
About fist-sized.
Oh, boy.
Delicious. Okay.
Nope.
Fun.
Okay.
Fine.
Is there anything else in the hallway?
Lots of blood.
Lots of blood.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Good.
Wait.
Is Dr. Bittles still screaming?
Yes.
Excellent.
Help me!
Excellent. Voltaire's going towards that.
You slam open the door and you see half a dozen of these skeletons with glowing blue eyes surrounding the door to Bittles' closet. The two in front just smashing repeatedly against the door.
Is this a wooden closet or a metal closet?
And it's dented.
Metal. Oof, they got some force behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the skeletons is a thin man, about 5'11", with greasy, long black hair that kind of just like is sticking to the back of his head in gross, matted strands.
Gross. Okay.
Wearing a long black trench coat.
Mm.
And he turns around and he's like grinning, a almost skeletal grin. His face is pale white and sunken in, like someone who has not, like, is either incredibly sick or is on the verge of death. But he looks like he's having the time of his life. His cold blue eyes shining with mirth. Oh, you're the ones who he sent. I was wondering who he was begging to help him.
Long time no see.
He snaps his fingers, and the skeletons stop banging on the door and turn around. And I was so enjoying my fun. The little man does scream so.
I see you're just as unpleasant as you were in England.
Simply a man doing a job and had a bit of time to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon the manner of speech.
Yes. It seems your killing of time was about to kill my coroner.
I would have made it last a bit longer.
I'm sure you would, but you'll understand. You'll understand that I would much rather have him alive.
I suppose I can do that.
Ah, how magnanimous of you.
This was an easy place to acquire corpses for my needs.
Yes, I figured as much.
Sorry, after gone a bit scatterbrained in the last century. It's hard to focus.
Yes. You can imagine my shock when I got a call from the Order saying that they hired somebody else outside of the
you
Order.
weren't doing your job. They needed a professional.
Ah, yes, a professional running about the local police precinct with countless dead corpses. You do understand why they kicked me off, right? They kicked me off because I drew too much attention to myself.
Oh, don't worry. I'm very good at cleaning up.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are.
In fact, the evidence just walks away on its own.
It's quite handy being able to animate your own victims. But you'll understand my discomfort. You know, this being one of my many places of residence, Las Vegas. I can't rightly have somebody going and massacring anyone who doesn't deserve it.
Is there anyone who doesn't?
We can discuss the philosophical reasonings behind what we do later.
Ah, that sounds rather boring, actually. Well, anyways, this has been lovely, of course. I'll let your coroner friend go. I don't need his corpse in particular.
I might be able to offer you a corpse that you would find interesting.
Any particular reason, or are you just feeling rather generous this evening?
Well, it's like I said, I would much rather bring in someone like you when I don't particularly care who dies. I.e., anybody involved with the Inquisition. And as we've established, they're quite keen on finding me. I have been a rather difficult thorn in their side for, the last 2.5 centuries.
Yes, and you haven't been able to do anything about them recently. Are you getting dull in your old age?
Oh, things aren't as they used to be. All of the bosses require evidence before they start a war.
Disappointing.
Isn't it, though?
War leaves so many useful things behind.
Mm-hmm.
Though, as entertaining as it is to speak with you, Voltaire, I have to wonder. You never really were one to work with a posse. Who's this that you brought with you?
Andressa does not look happy at being referred to as a posse.
Rian just glares at him with knives for eyes.
She doesn't glare at him, but she doesn't look happy.
Joan, just narrows her eyes a bit. She's not showing her weariness right now.
Elianna's trying really hard to, stand. I don't think she made it. Did we come through the door?
Yeah.
Elianna's at the door. She's hanging on to the door.
She might want to be further than that since there was a security guard propping it open.
Yeah.
That's dead. Or is she at that moment where she's not really caring about that anymore?
She's stopped. Elianna.exe has stopped functioning. The floor is slick with blood.
Okay.
It's a bad time.
Also, you cannot read the expression on Cayden's face. It's pretty stoic.
It's become a side effect of the job.
Maybe if you offered me one of their skeletons, we could make a deal. Not the young butt male there. He's useless.
Rian just growls underneath.
I have seen what you can do with the bones of a she, and frankly, that's not something I'd like to witness again. But from what I recall in our last meeting in England, you were quite keen on getting yourself a dinosaur skeleton. Had any luck on that?
Unfortunately, not a lot. When Sue was first discovered, I tried to get my hands on her, but...
Yes, I
got her first.
Yes.
Imagine a T-Rex all mine.
Well, I'm afraid I cannot offer you a T-Rex, but I'm pretty sure I could find you a raptor or two to add to your collection of playthings.
That would be fun.
Cayden's face twitches as the conversation continues. The corners of his mouth twitch a little bit, as if it was to turn into something, but...
Are you sure you don't want to give me one of their skeletons? A werewolf skeleton would be quite useful. That malleability.
I'm very, very sure. I'm pretty sure I could hunt up at least 2 partial raptor skeletons. I do have near limitless resources at hand.
Well, seeing as you've been cut off by your superiors, it's possible your resources might be slightly less than you anticipate.
Oh, my superiors have been quite generous in their payments over the last hundreds of years.
And why do you wish? Why would you give me these raptors?
I would give them to you in exchange for your patience.
Patience.
All I'm saying is, in order to hunt a prey, it helps to have very good bait.
You want in, is that what you're saying?
Yes, I want in.
Unfortunately, a clause in my agreement was that you were not to be involved.
And head office needs to know about this because...
I signed a contract.
And we are always ever faithful to the contract, aren't we?
Well, when the individuals on the other side happen to be of the devilish variety, it's simple self-preservation, really.
Oh, that's an excellent point. That is an excellent point.
As much as I would love a hellhound skeleton of my own, I don't think I anticipate I would enjoy several dozen hellhounds assaulting me at the night.
Oh, they are quite liberal with how they use them nowadays, too. I can't imagine that they would appreciate the amount of press that you would generate should news of your escapades get out.
Oh, don't worry. I don't have gunfights in the middle of the street.
No, you just animate skeletons in the middle of a police precinct.
Slightly adjacent to a police precinct, really. Besides, do you not find it strange that no police have arrived here?
I must admit I was rather curious. Don't tell me you've managed to slaughter the entire precinct.
No. As enjoyable as that would be, that would call a little too much attention. No, I just had my partner fix that problem.
Oh, so you're working with others now.
I worked with you, didn't I?
We were both after the same objective. I doubt you could hardly say what we did was working together.
True. And our relationship was hardly of this variety as well.
Getting a little frail in your old age?
Quite the opposite. I got married.
What? What? No. You know what? Nope, continue. I'll make that comment later.
How utterly terrifying.
Oh, you have no idea.
And who's the lucky bride? Or is she too busy doing your bidding?
Oh, he should be here soon enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as we wait, back to the task at hand. I don't need to be involved in anything that you do. All I'm asking in return for said raptor skeletons is to wait for the opportune moment to take care of everything you were hired to take care of in one fell swoop.
Sorry, no can do. Ah, there he is. And an ear-splitting, well, it would be ear-splitting if it came from anywhere other than inside your head.
Frick.
A brain-splitting scream erupts inside all your minds. As another figure steps out of a veil. And that is going to deal 6. That's 6 successes. All right, that is... Oof.
This is not
good.
How much?
That is, 12 strain to all of us.
1, 2, 3.
Does that ignore soak?
Or does that ignore soak?
Not ignore soak.
Okay.
So that's only 10.
19 out of 12.
Wait, strain? Strain goes through soak anyway. There is no shield for
It's strain damage.
Oh.
It's an attack.
I am at my strain threshold.
21 out of 14.
Puts me at 22 out of 14.
Yeah, I would
16 out of 12.
Nice.
Cayden?
Cayden's still up.
Cayden, my guy.
All right, so Joan drops.
Elianna
Voltaire drops.
into the blood. Maybe on top of the corpse. I don't know.
That's not good.
This is the worst day.
Rian.
The necromancer jerks his hand, and Elianna rolls off the corpse as the corpse's skeleton yanks its way out.
That's...
Stands up and opens the door fully. Now, if the two of you would like to fight, I can assure you that as wonderful as my husband here is, I am far less kind in how I dispatch my foes. So, you can either die, or let me and my recently recruited militia here pass.
Rian doesn't turn to look at Cayden, but his glance does turn to Cayden, see what he thinks.
Well, seeing as everything that just occurred was mainly a business discussion, I say we have no direct quarrel with you at all.
Excellent.
And it seems very, very unwise to tussle with you at the moment.
When he says that, the other one puts a hand on the Bone Mage's arm. His head is almost fully shaved except for a bright pink mohawk. Okay. And his eyes, they seem almost psychedelic. You look at them and you have to look away as they're constantly and rapidly changing color, always very bright colors. He's darker skinned, looks Filipino, and yeah, his eyes are just, it's staring into a disco party looking at his eyes.
Fun.
Cayden hasn't noticed that particular bit.
But you can feel as he looks around in your head a bit, looking in your direction, you can feel like almost like a finger is like prodding into your brain matter.
To resist something like that, what kind of check would that be? Is that like resilience, discipline? Fun.
What's your
Let's do discipline.
3 yellow.
That face.
Which face?
Baaron's face when he was like, fun. So bitter or something. I don't know what that was, but it was great.
So he puts his hand on the Bone Mage's arm. I don't know. Maybe we should keep them around a bit. It might be fun to see what's in those little heads of theirs. And you feel that finger poking in your mind. You're quite locked up tight, aren't you?
I like my secrets to be secret, thank you.
Must have some juicy bits in here to keep them as vaulted as you do.
Oh, let's just say I've been around for a long time. Probably plenty of things that you would enjoy in there. But granted, I would very much prefer if we just part ways.
I think this guy's also a lot heavier set. I forgot to mention his build. This guy's a lot heavier set than the Bone Mage.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like that would be a very hard thing to accomplish.
What?
Yeah, the Bone Mage looks like he's on death's doorstep.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you basically just described a skeleton with a skeleton shambling around and the rough approximation of a human.
What?
I'm gonna enthuse about these people once this scene is over.
Okay.
He doesn't try to pick around Rian's head, does he?
All right, so the Bone Mage puts a hand on his husband's shoulder and just, now, dear, let's leave them be for now. If they become difficult later, then we can have all the fun with them we want. All right.
I can assure you that won't be nearly as pleasant as you imagine.
Rian is the only one with vision to see this, but they both look at you with these manic grins. This is the one thing they're identical with, is their smiles. And then all of them vanish.
Rian shivers a little at that.
Rian, close the door.
Right. First he's going to move Elianna out of the doorway, then the cop's body, or skin and organs.
I think it got up and went with them.
The skeleton.
The flesh is still there.
Oh, right. I forgot about the pool of flesh.
Skins and organs of the cop out of the way. Then he's closing the door and locking it.
While he's doing that,
and then that's the door, like, open. The closet door opens. Like, are they gone?
Cayden, he was making his way over to the door. So, like, does he open it like right after they seem to have vanished?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, after Rian has moved the meat sack.
Okay, well, while that was happening, Cayden was making his way over to...
Okay, so he opens the door right when Cayden gets there.
Yeah.
Like slightly opens, like, are they gone?
Yeah, they're gone.
Opens that.
Are you all right, Doctor?
This pauses him.
We'll pause into the microphone.
Ask me tomorrow.
Oh, I mean, in that regard, I assume, yeah, not the best. I meant physically. Like, did you get hurt at all during that whole...
I lost a shoe. One of them grabbed my foot when I ran. I think my ankle might be twisted or something. But other than that, I'm fine.
All right, well, there's not much I can do about that. But as you can see, and he, like, gestures in the general direction of the door where everyone was standing, and he's just like, my friends have all been kind of, how do we say, zonked out? I don't know. There's lots of ways to interpret it. But as you can say...
Yeah, during this conversation, Rian is moving everyone toward they're sitting up against the wall so that they're not in the middle of the room.
Is there something you can do to help them?
I'm a mortician, not a doctor.
I mean, you are a doctor.
Yeah, but not not a physician. Like I work with bodies after they're dead.
Do you have a car of some kind?
Yeah.
How big is it?
Regular. It's a Kia Soul. It's not like a van or anything.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well,
since we're here at the morgue, my truck should be parked outside.
That's true.
Well, how about that? Because as much as I'd like to let them sleep, it's probably not best we stick around much longer.
Because driving with 3, for all anyone else knows, corpses
covered in blood
the back of a truck.
Actually, it's 4.
It's Elianna, Voltaire, Joan, and Andi, right?
Yeah, that's 4.
Yep.
That's going to be fun.
They really took you guys out.
Believe me.
Cayden's actually rubbing his forehead a little bit. As much as, like, the strain is getting to him, like, the effort to, like, once he felt the finger, like, it just immediately locked, and he's just trying to recover from that still. All right. Well, yeah, he did a number on us. We weren't ready. But now we'll know better for later. Anyway, if you could at some point provide us with some kind of blanket or top, or even help us with moving them.
I hate myself for saying this. He's a mortician. Body bags?
Oh my gosh, that's the least suspicious way to get us out of here. That's the best way to get us out of here. Oh my gosh.
Cayden's just suggesting.
I hate it so much.
He didn't say though.
Some kind of top or blanket, something to cover up.
No, I don't have blanket, but I do have body bags.
I guess that'll have to do. All right.
Right. Where's a good place to bring the truck around? Because they're going to be asking questions if we walk out the front door with 4 body bags.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that? Sorry. What were we talking about?
Getting everybody out to my truck and
right. Yeah. There's a exit round back where the deliveries are done. You can go there.
All right. Well.
Question.
Sure.
What?
Just wild guess here. You guys didn't happen to have anything to do with the craziness that happened out the shootout?
My boy, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry.
Lies.
That's a deception check.
I love the lies. I don't know why we're lying, but I'm enjoying it.
Deception check or just Cayden completely?
You both lied.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Fair enough.
4 green.
Hey.
And a blue die, I think, because
I don't understand why you need to lie to him.
I don't know, but he did.
2
All
words.
right.
Plausible deniability.
Well,
exactly.
He does also
That's fair.
technically work for the cops.
That's true.
Thank you. I'm glad someone understood as soon as I did it.
Mine is 3 green.
Okay, I get 4 green die and a blue for sense of motion.
Yeah. Okay. Rian would add another blue die then.
Okay. Rian's an honest boy.
There are going to be 2 black die though because he has interacted with this group.
I'd say that's fair. Yeah, that's
What
fair.
does the dice pool look like?
He like raises an eyebrow. Really? Nothing to do with it, huh?
Cayden just like smiles a little bit.
Okay. You might want to lay low.
Oh, we were about to absolutely do that, but you needed assistance, so we'll go back to doing the laying low thing.
Yeah, thank you for saving my life, by the way. Thumbs up for me.
Look, you've done a lot to help us, and frankly, no one needs to go through what you just did, so I'm sure you should take maybe a little bit of time off as well, if you can.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, so where were those body bags exactly? Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, this way.
Hello, everyone. This is Caitlin, aka Howie, and welcome to roughly the middle of the episode. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. If you are not, then there's always tomorrow. There's always next week. I hope they're better for you. I also hope that you are enjoying this week's episode. I love this one. It's very funny to me. Lot of laughs whilst listening to and editing this one. I love these boys. I don't know what to tell you. I love these boys. If you also love these boys and you know someone who you think would love these boys as well, please introduce the podcast to them so that they may be able to do that. But anyway, we'd like to thank Aimee Clark and Richard Wyatt for being our generous patrons. If you would also like to be a generous patron, you can go to patreon.com/thegenesysarchives. We have tiers starting at $1 a month, which will get you a special Discord role so that you can look down upon all your peers, as well as a shout out in the mid-roll of every episode alongside Aimee Clark and Richard Wyatt, where I tell everyone how cool you are. So, give me $1 every month, and I'll tell everyone how cool you are twice a month. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I don't know about you. Our $5 and up tier reward for this month will be a continuation of the thing we started last month, which is behind the scenes goofs and discussion and just general screenshots from our cast Discord from the time that we were editing and releasing season 1. So this month it will all be from and about the High Roller arc, which is arc 2 of season 1. So look forward to that. Coming out sometime this week. If you want to support us elsewhere, you can find us on Tumblr, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and basically just any talking about us, any talking about the podcast, any talking about the things in it that you like, the characters that you like, is supporting the podcast so much, because that, lets people know that it exists, and it also really keeps us going. I had someone the other day apologize for sending me a ton of random little comments as they were listening to episode 1, and there's no need to apologize. I survive I subsist entirely off of caffeine and feedback. So if you have thoughts, if you have goofs, if you have things that you liked or stood out to you or were funny, please reach out to us and tell us, because we would love to hear it from you. If you want to do that in the form of a review on your podcast platform of choice, that would also be very helpful. You can also join our Discord server. We have a lot of fun there, a lot of discussions, just lots of hanging out. And every couple of months, Jonathan sets up a separate Discord server to run a written role-play Genesys system-based dread scenario-esque horror game. And it's very, very fun. It's really fun to hang out with the whole community and bond and create something together. So I would highly recommend hopping on our Discord server and checking that out. You can find the Discord server and all of our other social media linked in the description of this episode. Again, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you love the rest of the episode. And I will see you in a couple weeks for the next episode. Bye-bye!
Quick question. Would you do checks to relieve strain since this was after
Yes,
the end of it?
you can make a cool check to relieve strain.
Please.
I'm assuming this isn't possible if you're unconscious.
Nah.
Oh,
We're already
I am.
recovering strain.
so 2 yellow, please.
Ooh. You regain 7. 2 successes and triumph.
Beautiful.
Is this a cool or a discipline check? It was after
Cool.
a yellow and a green from me.
All right.
2.
All right, so while Cayden and Dr. Bittles get the body bags, Rian's going to go out that back entrance and go get his truck.
All right. And so with Biddle's help, you load the body, our unconscious party members into body bags and then carry them out to your truck.
Oh my god.
Rian's going to have to adjust the chest that he has in the back of his truck so that he can accommodate 4 more bodies.
4 more? There's
I'm sorry,
already
wait.
bodies in there?
Sorry, that came out wrong.
There's not a body in the chest. Don't worry. No, it's fine.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Cayden does
Serial killer.
Cayden does specifically allow a bit of if they're zipped up like most body bags are, he leaves a bit towards the head unzipped a little bit so that they can of course breathe
Thank you.
Yeah.
as well.
Rian does have a large tarp because this is an open back pickup. So once the bodies are in, he covers everyone under the tarp so that
right.
there aren't any unnecessary questions.
All right, let us stealthily but as quickly as possible head back to our hideout, Rian.
Good idea. Oh, sorry, but the shawl is still in the front seat, so it might stink a bit.
Cayden grimaces but doesn't do anything.
I'll get that thing cleaned.
Anybody know where to clean this thing? Driving.
Ooh.
You're able to get back to the storm drain. I guess we're going to park Rian's truck right next to
The van.
And we will unzip the body bags so that they're,
Take out the tarp, unzip the body bags.
Is any of them awake? I don't know. How much time has passed?
How much over their strength threshold is everyone?
Okay, just give me a sec. I'll be back.
Voltaire is 4 over his strain threshold.
Elianna is 7 over her strain threshold.
I am, or she is 7.
How much
Hey,
is-
twinning.
So
Yeah.
Elianna and Joan are going to need a full night's sleep. They're going to have a full 8 hours of out.
Yes, please.
Voltaire, maybe after a bit, will wake up.
Okay. So how long is a bit?
Another hour.
How long was the drive? Just curious.
30-ish minutes.
Okay.
Because it takes 30 minutes to get anywhere in Las Vegas.
Also, Rian still hasn't noticed that his wallet's missing.
I love
Of course he hasn't.
that. I love it.
What do you do in that hour?
Well, during that time, Cayden actually is going to ask Rian.
Yes, yes, Cayden.
Can you tell me more about the other guy? The one, the Bone Mage's husband.
You mean one that's not quite as creepy as our Bone Mage?
Metal band album band. Metal band name.
Could I have something other than creepiness level? Maybe what did he look like? Was there something weird about him?
Definitely much bulkier build. Looks like he could probably throw the Bone Mage out a window if he chose to. Darker skin, pink mohawk.
Okay, that right there, that's canon. If you heard that. Sorry, sirens just went by my window.
I did not hear that.
We didn't hear it,
Dang it.
unfortunately.
Okay, if you had heard that one, that would have been great because, yeah, as the sirens go by the street.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Go by. Oh no.
But they don't stop. They go past.
Okay.
What was he wearing again, Jonathan? I don't know if he described what he was wearing or not.
I did not. He was wearing a what's a popular punk band?
I don't know.
Anyone? I know
Popular
Nathaniel.
now?
I don't
Popular
listen.
now?
Twisted
Ooh.
Sister, Motley Crue.
My Chemical Romance.
80s.
Yeah.
80s. Oh, I don't know.
80s.
Yeah, like Twisted Sister, Motley Crue,
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance.
Okay. He's got a
Kiss.
Twisted Sister shirt.
Nice.
A Twisted Sister shirt and skinny jeans.
I love.
And he was wearing a Twisted Sister shirt. I guess some sort of rock or band of some sort. And skinny jeans.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I don't listen to music like that, so I wouldn't know.
Anyway, go on.
And also his eyes. They're just something unusual about them eyes. Like, you try looking at them, but you can't look at them because they're changing color constantly.
Cayden, like, tilts his head a little bit as he thinks. To know what this is it a knowledge forbidden or knowledge supernatural, Jonathan?
No.
Nice.
Just no?
Nice.
I guess technically it's possible to know this. That'd be knowledge supernatural.
How hard?
But it'd be a very difficult check, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it'd be formidable.
Ooh, very hard check.
Go for it.
Sure. 2 yellow. Sure.
Moon.
Man, if we ever have merch, Bone Stage's husband is going to be a really good shirt.
That's totally going to
It'd
be a
really
t-shirt.
great shirt. I want that on a shirt.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. This is not a type of entity that has this effect.
Oh.
Oh.
You've only ever heard of one individual with this. You've only heard stories, and most of them have been gibberish because the majority of people that have encountered this guy are insane. They call him the Mind Breaker. It's impossible to separate fact from fiction because 90% of the people that are telling these stories have gone completely insane. And the only tying thread that has connected these, that like is the way you can tell they're talking about the same person, is they always mention his psychedelic eyes, the eyes that are constantly changing color. His mesmerizing, painful eyes.
So within these stories, is it more or less things like I call him the Mind Breaker? I'm assuming that the people who are talking about him are either his victims or other people just happen to meet him or something. Just like what information I have about, like, he seems dangerous, but like we can't really place
basically
how or what.
So he is a magi. He's a magus, the kind that back in the day, back when the Council of Magi was still a thing, the organization that Najashri was all about, back when they were still one of the world's powers, they policed the use of magic. Necromancy, mind magic, these were banned, but they were basically wiped out hundreds of years ago. And so people like the Mind Breaker, like the Bone Mage, basically work unimpeded. They can do what they want because there's no one to say, no, you can't do that. And the Mind Breaker, he's basically like, he can get inside anyone's head. He can make you forget things. He can make you see things that aren't there. He can warp your everything. Fae have their glamours. The Mind Mage goes way beyond that.
Oh yeah. And is this what Cayden can is this for like my benefit, or is this what
this is what Cayden knows. He's only like among the supernatural community, this guy's a ghost story. Like he's something that monster hunters tell each other to scare each other, as scary stories basically. Like, you better hope you never run into the Mind Breaker.
In fact, you know what? It's canon. He's had a moment like that. Oh, I know where it's from. I know who said it. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay.
He just kind of like leans forward in his chair and just like, shoot.
I take it you may know who he is or what he is.
It's nothing pleasant, I'll tell you that.
Since when is anything in our job pleasant?
How about your literal mind breaking? Of all the pleasantries we've encountered, does that sound like something we'd enjoy?
Absolutely not.
When is Voltaire awake yet?
Yeah, he wakes up right here.
Okay, so he just sits bolt upright and he's just like, what happened?
Rian kind of opens the back window and he goes, have a nice rest.
Rian, what happened?
Well, we managed to meet the Bone Mage's husband and he knocked you all out senseless.
Well, excellent. Isn't this just a cherry on top of a wonderful day?
More or less how it went was you all got knocked out. He threatened us so that he could leave, albeit he probably would really love to come back and have some fun with us later. But regardless, they left. Bittles is safe. He's fine. He's probably going to be on leave for a time, but he assisted us in getting y'all back here.
Mm-hmm. He looks down. He's just like, you got us out of here in body bags.
What, could you think of a better way to do it?
No, not particularly, but I suggest we get the girls out of the body bags before they wake up.
I mean, we were just waiting for a little bit more assistance with that. Just saying.
Forgive me. Thank you for not leaving me in the morgue.
Yeah, no problem.
Voltaire just say thank you to another person?
Another human being? Yeah, he did.
Wow.
This is how you can tell he's just having a really off day.
I'm so proud of him.
That's why Cayden just nods like, yeah, no problem. All right, let's get these girls. Let's get them back in the van. I don't think they'd like to wake up in the truck either.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
All right.
So where do you guys put the girls?
How big is the couch?
One person could fit on it.
Who would we put on it?
Well, if you're lying them down, you could if
Who
you
do
were
you like the most?
I don't think Elianna could fit on the couch. She's too tall.
She might be too long for the couch.
She is too tall.
Oops.
We'd probably have to put her in the front seat, like in the passenger seat, maybe.
Okay, yeah, we can put Elianna there.
Like sitting up?
Yeah,
sure.
That's a terrible place.
Yeah,
to put it.
that sucks.
Just lay them all down.
Lean the seat back.
Yeah, we'll lean the seat back, put Elianna in the passenger seat.
Like we're all arguing this as we're moving them. Gosh.
Are we all still in body bags?
No, we're taking. No.
You're not going to be in body bags when you wake up. You're going to be in the van.
I appreciate that. I don't want to wake up covered in blood in a body bag after what just happened.
They're all in the van.
Wait, is this my van?
This is your van.
This is your van.
They're putting our bloody, unconscious bodies in your van.
Teeth out of my pocket? Okay.
I guess.
No, Voltaire, you like it better than being woken up in a truck bed in a body bag.
There's like a long couch along the wall, as well as a hammock hanging from the ceiling.
Okay. Two people on the couch, one person in the hammock.
How long?
Yeah, how long is the couch? Would Elianna's 6'1"? Would she fit?
Would she fit in the hammock either?
Mm-mm. You might have to just leave her on the floor.
And this is 5'3". She doesn't think about tall people problems.
Yeah,
there it is.
Okay.
The couch is from the back seat, from like behind the driver's seat to like almost the end of the van.
Oh, that is a long couch. Okay, she could fit on that.
On there then.
We can we can fit Elianna on the couch. Probably
we fit both Elianna and Joan.
Guys, does it matter?
Yes.
Not really.
Not really, no. We'll put Andi in the hammock and then put Joan on the couch.
And put Joan.
Is Joan on the ground, in the hammock, on the couch?
Andy's in the hammock.
Joan, we try to fit
first?
on the couch.
We try to fit Joan and Elianna on the couch, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good video. That's a great skit. Anyway, so Joan on the ground, Elianna on the couch, Andi in the hammock.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that.
Yeah, sure.
Does anyone think to check the news?
After this whole debacle, Voltaire would check.
Rian does have a personal radio that he has in his truck. Yeah, I think after all that, he'd probably turn it on. He'd probably be changing channels here and there, and then probably land on the one that's the news, and probably hear something that catches his eye or ear.
So the news is, it's the stories talking about the shootout, and it mentions that the police have a lead on a suspect. I had interviewed police on the scene, and he said that they are following a lead on a suspect, but that he is not at liberty to discuss more at this time. The police also have one individual in custody. Exactly this individual's relation to the crime in question, well, crimes in question, as they also refuse to give a statement on that.
Cayden just sighs. He's just like, oh, it's kind of unfair to put the blame on that shootout really on us when it was the whole Inquisition's fault to be so bold as to just attack us right out in the open. But like, you know what? Fine. It is what it is. Plus, I don't think they actually got to shoot us at all. You
blew up the gas tank on the flamethrower, and I managed to take out everyone after that.
Still.
Yes, and I was a great useless lump throughout the entire thing.
Look, it's not your fault you were thrown from the car, all right?
Well, also, you did manage to get me, Cayden, and Elianna into the van before the cops did a thing, so...
Well, yeah, that's great. If only I knew exactly how I did it.
Well, I do feel a bit bad for your driver. He's going to be going through a lot more than he probably signed up for.
At least he's still alive.
What do you think they say that they have a lead? I mean... We kind of up and vanished. What lead would they have? Other than like a general description of what we look like for the few seconds they actually saw us.
Man, beats me, as Rian then just puts his hands in his pockets and his eyes widen a little, and he shuffles and he's like, "Stop."
Excuse me? What was that?
Rian, do you have something you'd like to share?
My wallet's missing. Rian just flashback to when Angel Wings happened, and he's like, I have a feeling that when Voltaire grabbed us with his wings, it fell out of my pocket.
Well, excellent. You are now, Rian, the most wanted person in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Lovely.
Cayden's just like shaking his head and just turns away from it, just kind of just like, what a day. What a day.
Forgive me, if you will both excuse me, I need to go have a chat with someone.
At this time, who? With who?
Yeah, because it's like midnight, isn't it? It's still the same day we've been doing this entire, last 3 sessions.
I thought that was in character, and I just went on a trip.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, back to in character. I get a feeling this is going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go have a chat with dear old Dad, if I can.
All right. Well, we won't disturb you then.
Yeah, we'll just be waiting over there.
Okay, so he stalks off
deeper into the tunnel.
Deeper into the tunnel.
Okay.
Not super far into the tunnel, but
got it. As he's leaving, Cayden takes his cane and then jabs Rian with it. You seriously lost your wallet.
What? Cayden, it was a chaotic moment. I'm not going to be able to feel if my wallet flies out of my pocket.
Yeah, but you still have your guns, don't you? How'd you get those? You did the same thing I probably did.
Yeah, I grabbed them, but that don't mean I'm paying attention to my pockets.
Oh, goodness me. Your holsters are next to your pockets. You know what?
Technically, they're a bit below the pockets.
They're in the general vicinity. Now, we have to be extra careful now, and we can't take your truck nowhere from here. You got that?
I agree.
All right. Gosh. Cayden's just shaking his head. He's in a state right now, and he's not a fan of it. So he's am going to sit in the truck quietly for a bit. All right.
I'm gonna go just stay on guard outside the truck, then make sure no one's gonna find us.
You go do that. Just don't go shoot nobody else.
Only if they don't shoot me first.
If they don't shoot you, then you're going to shoot them.
No.
Okay.
How did I say that? Gosh, freaking.
Cayden's going into the truck to sit quietly, as he said.
Rian's just gonna sit on the back of the pickup, keep an eye out on the entrance.
Do I have to roll a check?
No.
Oh, good. Once he gets far enough away, he's just gonna start. He's like, I have no idea how exactly to do this, but if you're out there, now would be a good time to chat.
There's nothing for a bit. And then there's the sound of wings. And you can't see him, but you can feel his presence, like when you had your flashes of insight before. His voice resonates in your mind. What do you wish, my son?
Well, to start, I wish you would have been a little more helpful. It's kind of been a gigantic crapshoot this entire time. You come in.
All I can.
Yes, you come in, you tell me. I appreciated the warning. You come in, you tell me, oh yes, somebody from your past that you can't remember is coming back here to kill you. And what have you done since then? Nothing.
I gave you the power that saved your friends.
Yes, that'd be wonderful if I had any idea how to use it.
It must come from a place of selflessness.
Selflessness? Have you met me? I've spent the majority of my life going against everything that could be called selfless and good.
There is still good in you.
Yes, the son of a fallen angel. Yes, this is good.
Why would you believe me fallen?
Well, I mean, you're here, you had me. That would lead one to believe that you were on the losing side.
I was sent to Earth on a mission, but was distracted.
So that's what she was. A distraction? Explains a lot.
Love is a distraction when you are sent on a higher purpose.
Well, then what do you suppose I do now? I'm off the job.
And you always do what your superiors tell you?
When one works for what is essentially the devil's mafia, it's usually in your best interest to do what they tell you.
So you work for an entity which threatens eternal punishment for disobedience. Sounds like something you rebelled against once before.
Voltaire does the whole, he opens his mouth, hand up, closes it again. He opens it, and he's just having this internal battle of just, he's right, but he doesn't want to admit it. Is there any way you could make yourself visible? I feel like I'm losing my mind talking to a wall.
I am not with you physically. I must be elsewhere at the moment.
Well, fine.
Even I cannot be all places at once.
Well, that's unfortunate. It'd certainly make my life a little easier. So what you're telling me is that you're not one of the fallen.
I have never fallen from grace.
Well, that just opens another can of worms that I'm going to have to deal with. At least if you were one of the fallen, then that would make a modicum of sense, but when has life ever made sense?
The Lord does not hate you so much as you believe.
I have taken almost every commandment in the book, and some of them that aren't, and thrown them in his face for 250 years.
And that has grieved him greatly. But perfect love does not end when a child rebels.
And I imagine the Lord deems it his work, setting me against the Inquisition.
The Lord sees much further than you or I.
Well, it'd be a little helpful if he could give a few more hints every now and again. Seems to be rather miserly with those.
If he gave all the answers, Where would be free will?
Oh, I'm not asking for all the answers. I'm just asking for the occasional nudge.
And you think he has not given it?
Frankly, no. Frankly, feeling a little left out in the cold. Hung out to dry.
We cannot always see his hand in our lives.
Well, do you at least have any suggestions on where I could go next? A direction, perhaps.
Look to your friends. Only with them will you overcome what is to come.
Congratulations, Father. You have been sufficiently vague.
I have done what I can for now.
Voltaire pauses a second, and you can tell that this pains him deeply, but he says, "Thank you."
Thank you. And with that, the presence vanishes.
And Voltaire, he's done. He's so just done.
And that is where we will end this with a bit of an end credit scene.
Ooh, what do you got?
Give it. Come on.
Full throttle.
The Inquisition soldiers return to the underground bunker after their latest hunt. One of them, a man in full plate armor with a golden cross etched into the center of his breastplate, takes off his helmet, setting it aside. One of the soldiers who was at the bunker before he arrived inclines his head towards him and says, "Any luck?" "No, brother. They have escaped us once again. But do not worry. Evil will not prevail. The Lord's will be done. We will find them, and we will bring justice." Another figure, dressed all in white robes, steps out. "Sometimes justice must come more swiftly than our mortal hands can give. I have called to Rome. They are sending the bloodhounds. They will not be able to hide from us."
And he was wearing a Twisted Sister shirt.
Did I miss the eyes? Have you, did you mention the eyes?
He's getting there.
I'm getting
Okay.
Rian's mind works in mysterious ways.
Okay, sorry. My first thing to mention would be the eyes, not the outfit, but keep going. Sorry, that's me. That's my bad.
All right. And he's wearing a Twisted Sister.
Sorry, what's going on?
We're unconscious in the trunk in some body bags that are open.
Love it. I love it.
And Rian's telling Cayden about what the Bone Sage's husband, which is a very good metal band name, looked like.
I like it. Okay.